You're live.
Thank you. Hi there, and welcome to the YBMB Show. I think we are in the 90s now, maybe 90, 93, 2 to 93 of the 100 that we were planning. Today is business day, Friday. As you know, on YBMB, the main point of difference of our program is the fact that we've very much realised that there is an inextricable link between the body, mind, and business, and that's what we sort of teach really, is success in all of the areas. Starting, so many people sort of want to succeed in business and do better in business, and they sort of, bash their head against a brick wall because they're trying so hard to, implement a business strategy that really works, and but they neglect themselves in terms of sort of their emotional well-being or their physical strength, and when they get that together, everything else becomes a lot easier. And through my own discoveries of that, I started to teach it to clients and, had some phenomenal results. And that's the premise of YBMB anyway. So that's why I talk about mind, body and business. And today is business. And the title of today's is your business going backwards or forwards? And thought about talking about that because obviously we've had the great news about the lifting of lockdown and the lifting of restrictions. And it looks like it's really going to happen now. On the 19th of July. And, so obviously everyone can go on holiday and, not wear masks and things like that. So that's all fab. But what's going to happen about business? Because there is a big temptation to sort of scurry back to what we know, to scurry back to the comfort zone. And particularly in business, many people, are thinking about just going back to normal, really. And that, I think, would be a shame because it would mean that they would be missing out on all of the benefits, the silver linings, I suppose, that we've discovered as a result of the lockdown. There are silver linings to everything, even the worst of situations. So, I'm in the middle of a 2-hour walk. And if I was sort of going back to business as usual now, I wouldn't have had the sort of amount of communication with my staff that I've managed to have all the way through the last sort of year and a half. And not just that, but I certainly wouldn't have the time to sort of do these types of walks and be talking to you in this sort of relaxed fashion. And so I think that there is a big argument for retaining some of the things that, were a benefit to us during the lockdown. And one of those is using technology. And that's really what I wanted to talk to you about was the switch from using human intervention, flesh, let's call it human flesh, to utilizing a machine where it's appropriate. All the way through, I've been running my businesses for about 20 years. And, in about 2013, I think it was, or 14, we set up an intranet inside the business, which consisted of all the process and procedures. And I got someone to come in and to talk to every single department and to work out exactly what it was that they were doing and to write it down on paper. And then to document this in a flow chart and then to see which parts of it we could systemize. And I had in mind at the time, and that was right the way back in 2013, we started talking about, implementing machines and making the whole thing like a machine-like process. And the reason for it was more than anything, not out of necessity, but more than anything to achieve a repeatable level of service, because there were so many individuals dealing with so many different types of clients in the business that and what happens as a business grows is that from a small business to a fairly large one, is that you just lose the ability to really be sure that every single person who comes into your business as a client receives the same level of service. And so my answer to that was to systemize as much as I possibly could. And so we went about creating this machine. We called it a machine, but it was a machine of delivery, delivering all the different components of the service that we were offering at the time to the different types of clients. And it meant that we could be satisfied that there was a consistent level of service. And then we went on to extend that machine to the client acquisition side. So we started to put together evergreen webinars and, being able to present the offering to as many clients as we could. And that enabled us to go firstly national and then international during the lockdown, simply because all of a sudden we had these webinars which identified the offering to people, and they were able to then access this information at any time they wanted to. So we suddenly didn't have to worry about business hours anymore. We didn't have to worry about time zones, and we managed to acquire many more clients and different types of clients as a result of that. And then, continued with this sort of the more systemized delivery. And so I suppose that's really my message to you, whether you are actually owning a business or whether you are working within a business, running a department, doing a job, whatever it is, do really take this opportunity before we all go back to business as usual to think about the benefits that there were in business during lockdown, particularly the system ones, because, as business continues and as the use of technology increases, and there's no getting away from it, some businesses will never go back to how they were. What we're going to find is that the cost of delivery goes down for those businesses, the speed of delivery goes up, and probably the quality of delivery goes up as well, because they'll probably keep some of their people, or maybe even all their people. And those people now won't be doing repetitive tasks, but they will be saved for adding value. And if you think about why a client buys from you and not someone else, it's because your product is the best or your service is the best. But that's only momentary. And because of the competitive nature of business, there's always someone coming along, copying your model if it works properly, and trying to do better than you. So you've always got to be upping your game, improving the quality of what you deliver. And you can only do that by having people looking at it and using human brains. That's where you need the flesh. You actually need the human person to think about, well, what else is it, analyzing competition, etc. So don't waste those people, don't waste that manpower on doing repeatable tasks that a machine could now do much more effectively, much more speedily, and at any time, day, night, holidays, you name it, which means that you could be acquiring and delivering to clients 24 hours a day. So don't miss out on that opportunity, because it is an opportunity, and things move fast, and give it another few months. And I reckon, businesses who were going to go back will have gone back, and the opportunity to really change will disappear, and those businesses in the end won't thrive. So thinking about now, how are you going to go forward? What can you systemize is really my tip for the day. And we can help you with that because we did it several times, as I say, all the way back in 2013 and all the way through lockdown. And, we're doing it now as well. It's a constant iteration of how do we apply automation to client acquisition, to the delivery of a consistent level of quality service, so that we can save our human beings and our brains for adding value and making sure that our offering is the best that there is and better than our competition. So if you want help with that, YBMB has got a series of modules on the business side. It talks all about the automation, all about building the machine. We break it down into innovation, marketing, sales, finance, optimization, which is the design of the processes and procedures, and many other things as well. And you get lots of online modules explaining that. Some of it is videos, some of it is written, some of it is workbooks. You get coaching calls weekly, so more bespoke offering once you've got the theory from the modules. You get deep dives as well, so it's not just group coaching calls, it's individual ones. But there's also this other really fundamental layer, is that we help you with your physical and your mental fitness as well, which means that you're in prime condition to have the energy to implement all these things, because obviously nothing is easy, and you've got to sort of do things consistently and for a long time to make them really work. So I think was there anything else I wanted to tell you about systems? I think that's about it really for today, is to really think about changing and going forward and not going back to the good old days, because I do think that is a recipe for disaster long term. Would love to help you if you would like help with that, and even if you want just a strategy session, just a call to see what we could do for you, then you're very welcome to book a call. I think most of the posts that we put out now, we have a little link that says book a discovery call. So if you want to have a call either with me or with someone in the team to talk about how we could help you, then we'd be delighted to do that as well. So that's it for today. Lovely to speak to you. I'm going to carry on my walk now, and I will speak to you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.